Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm a PT student at Youngstown State University. I'm just going to be talking with you, asking you a couple questions. So, what has brought you in today?
I've been experiencing elbow pain on my outer elbows on both of them.
Both sides. So it hurts pretty bad.
Yeah.
Does this pain radiate from one point to another, or is it kind of just all in your elbow?
When it really hurts, it'll just stay in my elbow, but sometimes it'll radiate down into my two outer fingers, and they'll start to tingle and then go numb, and then sometimes my hand and my whole forearm will go numb as well.
Do you remember doing anything to cause this pain?
No.
And how long has this been going on for?
Probably about 8 to 10 months.
And within this 8 to 10 month range, has it been continuous? Does it come for a couple weeks and stop?
At first it would come and go, but then recently it's been more steady, past probably a month or two.
Does any certain positions affect the pain or cause more pain than another?
Yeah, like sometimes, like if I'm at work and I'm holding something out there, my arm is straight, and I can just feel like when I make a grip, it'll just start to hurt really bad right in the elbow. And then, for instance, sometimes when I'm on the phone and I get a phone call, and I pick my arm up and my arm is bent like this, like something like might be getting pinched, that's whenever the pain will come up and it will tingle in these two fingers, and then my hand will go numb, and then I have to constantly switch hands when I'm on the phone. And then same with sleeping. I've been having issues with that as well.
So it kind of wakes you up at night?
Yeah, but yeah, nights whenever it really hurts, it'll wake me up because my whole entire arm will go numb. Just depends on how I sleep. Like sometimes if I lay on a side and my arm is straight, sometimes I wake up and that whole arm will tingle and be numb. And then other times if I'm laying on my stomach and my arm is bent like this underneath the pillow and I'm laying there, or if I fall asleep on the couch like this, then, again, it's bent less than 90, or if it's bent at all like this, that's whenever it hurts. And it just goes numb, and then it wakes me up, and then I gotta get out of bed and shake my arm around a little bit, just bring it back to life, and then I can go back to bed, but it's really becoming a pain.
So you have tingling pain at different positional, so when it's bent, also when it's straight, and the way you alleviate it is you kind of just stretch it out.
Yeah, and like for sleeping, for instance, I'll lay on my back with both arms side to side, or just right beside my sides.
Okay.
And that helps. And at work, most times there's nothing that I can really do unless I'm just walking around and I'm not holding anything of any weight.
So you say at work, so what do you do for a living?
We build airplanes. So we work a lot with metal, a lot of heavy stuff. Most of the time we pick that up with tow motors or a crane, but some little things when you got to pick up or you got to push it, sometimes I'll experience pain when I do that. And before I got this job, I was a carpenter. So I built homes for 5 years, and swinging a hammer, that's just a lot of shock up your arm, and working with sledgehammers with steel, slamming parts together. That takes a toll on your body too.
So you've been kind of working in that field for 5+ years.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any trauma or any injuries?
Yeah, when I was 10 years old, I was in the basement of our house. I have 3 other siblings, and we would shuffle across the I-beam in the basement. Dad would stand underneath of us. We would see how far we could make it across the basement. One day when he was at work, I knew how far I'd make it. I made it because he had wrote down how far we made it, and I wanted to beat my record. So I'm shuffling down across there, and that ledge down there was dusty. And when I slipped, there was a couch underneath. My back hit the couch and sprung my head into the cement. I got a concussion. I fractured my skull, broke my neck. Then a couple years later, I was probably 14, 15. I had wrecked my four-wheeler, and I broke my shoulder.
Oh, wow. So you don't have any pain in your neck or head or your shoulder?
Not my shoulder. I mean, my head, sometimes I'll get a headache, and my neck gets stiff sometimes. Some days worse than others, but not too bad.
And you seem pretty physically fit. So do you work out, do any kind of workouts?
Yeah, I lift weights, and I run and bike and stuff like that.
So when you're lifting, does that cause any pain?
No, and that's what I can't figure out, because I'll be holding a weight straight out in front of me doing shoulders or doing a shoulder press, and I never get any discomfort when I work out.
But you do at work.
Yeah, sometimes at work. Yeah, so I can't figure it out.
Have you ever had any imaging done on your body?
Yeah, I've had a lot of concussions through football and wrestling, and just self-inflicted injuries. So I've had a lot of CAT scans.
How about any on your elbow?
No, never on my arm.
Do you take any meds for this when you have pain?
I'll take Advil whenever it gets really bad. That seems to work best for me.
How about any prescription medications?
No.
I'm just going to ask you a couple of general questions. Do you see your primary care physician
Yes.
yearly?
Yeah.
Do you have any headaches?
Every now and then I get headaches, yeah.
How about any dizziness?
Yeah, sometimes like when you stand up too fast, when you bend over and you stand up real quick and you get dizzy, lightheaded a little bit.
Any blurry vision?
Yeah, sometimes with that, when you stand up and you gotta you roll your eyes back and you just gotta stop for a second because you feel like you're falling over, but that's just every now and then.
So you say you have no shoulder pain, but do you have any back pain, abdominal pain?
Yeah, sometimes my back, it's minor pain, but probably due to a labor-intensive job, always carrying heavy things.
Have you ever tried any forms of different activities or exercises to help alleviate your pain?
Yeah, actually, recently my physician had recommended that I go to a neurologist. So I went to a neurologist and he had hooked me up with electrodes, and he had these needles that sent electricity from point A to point B, and he would just poke me every now and then just to see my reaction because he thought I had something wrong with my ulnar nerve, which was due to a bent arm or whatever. So he would just poke me at different spots, and he was controlling my hand just to make sure I had all my motions through that nerve. And since he thought that I had a little bit of damage to that, he had recommended that I take vitamin B12 one a day. And he also had recommended that I do some stretches for my ulnar nerve, which would be pulling on these two fingers and putting my arm straight, and you can feel that. So I just YouTubed a couple short videos, and there's a bunch on there, like 8-10 minute videos, just different activities that I do a couple times a week just to help stretch that out and take that vitamin B12 to help heal. Hopefully it works.
Did those exercises seem to help at all or alleviate any pain? Or
they would, because some of them, depending on what the exercise was, I can't remember them all right now, but like pulling on these two fingers and putting your arm straight, that would really stretch it out. And then there was one where you hold a book and you go around your back while you're standing straight up, and you can just really feel that nerve stretching out, and that would seem to help with the pain a little bit.
We're just going to do a couple test and measures on you to check your range of motion, your strength, and your sensory